G.B.R. George Boston Rhymes. Looking back over the years on behalf of truth spoken for you and coming generations. St. John 8:32, St. Luke 4:18.
Yo, if I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. That's right. Look from the locks and jaws of Satan, I come creating, penetrating with force from the land of the lost. I'm coming like Muhammad got the devil on the run, rising like the sun.
Greetings. I'm George Boston Rhymes with the Get To Free Press, a social media journalist on YouTube and Twitter, and my account on Facebook have been shut down, so to speak. Maybe because they didn't like the truth that I spoke. And many Black Americans are now beginning to speak up on Facebook about how they are suspending Blacks and just totally kicking them off Facebook. I was kicked off about 3 weeks ago, and it don't really bother me because the wicked gonna always do what the wicked's supposed to do. I've been doing civil rights work since 1975, and you all who know me, you know that's not the flavor of my nature, nor the nature of my flavor to say things and do things that are not in good taste with the volume of sacred law as recorded in what we call in the West, the Holy Bible. So you who are on Facebook and can no longer get my videos, I'm asking you who are on YouTube, tell the people on Facebook to come over to YouTube on Boston G.B.R. and continue listening to what I've been putting in your brains that some don't want you to know because they want to keep you in a state of ignorance. They want to keep you deaf, dumb, and blind to the times, so you become a stool pigeon. You will forever be in invisible handcuffs, and you don't even know it. But I'm enough time on Facebook. I'm not here to talk about Facebook. I'm here to talk about the reason why they kicked me off Facebook because of this type of speaking on George Boston Rhymes' Facebook channel. A few minutes ago, I don't know if I was the road, and I saw a pickup truck, and on that truck, it had a sticker saying impeach Biden. And there was another picture in the rearview mirror saying, in the rearview, a glass saying, with former President Trump and President Biden. And it seemed as if though Trump was saying, piss on all Democrats. That's right, piss on all Democrats. Now YouTube may kick me off for saying that because somebody had that display on the back of the truck. I took a picture of it, but I don't want to put that in this film because it served no purpose among the household of faith and the people of the true and the living God. If Facebook would embrace what I speak that was in alignment with the true and the living God and giving that which give to life and not hate and racism, they wouldn't have did what they did. I don't believe. Let me close by saying this to my fellow Americans. As a retired military veteran that served during the Vietnam War era and some other wars, but I don't even want to go there. But I want you to know that I speak as a veteran. And all you other active duty, disabled, and retired military veterans, parents of deceased children that have died in all the wars of this nation. Let me ask you a question. What if your child that is in the Marine Corps today was in battle? He was in the foxhole with a Democrat, and he's a Republican. Bullets flying all over the place. And he said to that Democrat down there with guns, piss on all Democrats, piss on all Democrats, piss on all Democrats, or piss on Republicans. What kind of fighting force would we have defending this so-called democracy? What kind of children would we be rearing if a mother gave birth to 6 children and they happen to be a Democrat? The mother walk over to her child and say, piss on all Democrats, piss on all Democrats. Your mother gave birth to you and she's not a Republican like you or not a Democrat like you, and you say piss on all Republicans or piss on all Protestants or piss on all Jews or blank on all so-and-so, so-and-so. What kind of world would we have? What if the Green Party said, pee on the independents, and the independents say, pee on the Democrats, and the Democrats say, pee on Republican-crats in the Congress. Impeach them, kill them for no reason at all except they don't believe like you. Kick them off Facebook because they don't believe like you. Kick them off Twitter, kick them off Instagram, kick them off YouTube, kick them off the web because they don't believe like you. They don't want an elected official that the American people voted into office. They don't want them dead. They don't want them injured. They don't want their home was fired upon simply because they are a different persuasion than you. Do you all see how sick Americans are today? Do you see how the world are now viewing what they once thought may have been the last hope for the civilized world? But when a man stand up and speak truth to power, like Marcus Garvey, like Noble Drew Ali, like Elijah Muhammad, although he didn't hurt not a single white person, and he never say a piss on a white European skin. You can't find that in his historic archival record. Not even Minister Louis Farrakhan have used the term enslave, mistreat, and redline white people, or Germans, or Japanese, or Israelis, or Palestinians, or rich, or poor. Never said that. And neither have I said anything close to those words. And unless I lose my mind and fall under the spell of the Leviathan, I will never do that, because it just don't make sense among the living, and surely not among the real human beings of the God of creation. And so I want you all to know today that if we are not careful, you sending your sons and your daughters to join the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Coast Guard, and the National Guard Army and others that you don't even know about because they are top secret. You don't even know who they are. But your children are joining these military units only to be told, piss on their head, piss on them, because they don't think like you. Kill them. Impeach them. Simply because they don't think, they don't look, they don't have a banking account like yours, and just maybe because the Constitution says that just maybe they are not even human beings, they're just 3/5 of a human being. Now, YouTube may take this down. Facebook don't want this type of information published. They just prove that. And not only me, Tony Nora, with over 300,000 subscribers probably, I think. He said it a few weeks ago. There he go with all these subscribers. Nobody was commenting on his Facebook video live. And he made a statement. They know what they are doing. They are not the only one. Anybody that does not have invisible handcuffs on their brain, and they don't even know it, will speak up and tell you the truth. But in America, too many of us are too afraid to speak up on behalf of anything, including our own children. But I'm here to tell you, as I close, if no other military person stand up and speak truth to power, I will die standing up for my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. That's right, and your children too. You see, you don't see where military veterans, for the most part, are standing up and speaking to save this republic. But when they wore the uniform, they had a voice with the M16, willing to kill others and die for this country. But now that they are back in this country, you can't hear them say a damn thing. They've been castrated. The tongue is locked to the top of their mouths. They see all of this. Many of them are a part of piss on a Democrat. A lot of them are commissioned officers. You hear what I say? Former commissioned officers who are racist, who hate the color of my skin. Yet, the black man, woman, and their children have never collectively betrayed this country. It's just not in our history. It's not in our history to piss on white folks' head, or Japanese, or Germans, or Israeli, or other black folk. But it seems like if we're gonna do it, seems like we do it to each other. So I just want you all to think about what these wicked people of all nationalities are doing today. I'm not just downing, well, I'm not downing anyone. On that video may be why Facebook took me down, because I was talking about what is recorded in the book of Leviticus, and I can't change it. The book of Leviticus said, if you find a man laying with another man as he should lay with a woman, or if you find a man in bed with his own daughter or his son, put them to death. But we are no longer under that covenant. We are under the covenant of love, grace, and truth. Everybody got a right to live and be what they want to be. Love exactly who they want to love. They got a right to say, I'm gonna piss on everybody's head, including my own mom and dad, if they're not a Republican like me. You got a right to do it. You got a right to commit adultery. You have a right to fornicate. You have a right to help fulfill what Jesus said in the New Testament before the return of the Messiah. It is said that before the end of time, the children would betray their mother and father and put them to death. The New Testament says, before the return of the Messiah, or before the end of time, men would turn from their natural affection for a woman and incline unto a man. I didn't speak that, Facebook, Zuckerberg. That was thousands of years before I came. Mr. Zuckerberg and the rest of the gang who want to piss on somebody's head. And when we talk about it to try to inform our children, they get mad with us because we're not putting all that sex out there, Mr. Zuckerberg, to destroy and clutter the minds of our babies, to make them act like beasts in human form. And so if they want to take this off of the web or the Facebook, it don't matter to me. I'm charged to speak the truth, as St. John 8:32 says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. You see, the devil don't want you free. The devil wants you deaf, dumb, and blind, so he can control you and manipulate you and make you be something other than a man or a woman with the God mind that he put in a cow, the mind of a horse that let a horse know what to do. Let a squirrel got a mind to know male and female. The insects know male and female. And the people on this planet that want to reproduce themselves as God intended, they know how to do it. But see, the fulfillment of divine prophecy is among us at this dispensation. And I believe that when God can no longer stand the stench, when God of our forebears can no longer stand the stench by the wickedness of man, according to the Bible, we are worthy to have nature and the planet itself turn against us and wipe us all out, and God will start all over again. And that will happen unless the righteous stand up for what is right, what is holy, and what is just. Judges sitting on the bench, law enforcement officers carrying on their vehicles the shield of David, which is the square and compass, properly understood, which means the Word of God, which means the spirituality of holiness unto the Lord. But the wicked judges, the wicked law enforcement officers, and the wicked folk who masquerade and dip, that's right, they dip in the name of Buddha. They dip in the name of Catholicism. They dip in the name of Islam. They dip in the name of Christianity. They dip in atheists. And they turn from what God so ordained. And this is how they end up receiving the words that Paul spoke in Galatians 6 and 7, as I close, for sure. For God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man sow, that shall he also reap. So you want to piss on a Democrat's head? Be careful that God don't piss on yours. Y'all have a nice day, and I'll close with this again. Facebook, you already made it impossible for me to upload videos. My channel is still there, but I can't upload because you didn't want me to upload the truth that I'm giving in this video to be a part of the Zuckerberg mindset. And pretty soon, I'm sure that YouTube will remove me too. I already have a website. Maybe I'll just vacate them all and direct those who listen to me to my individual website. And just maybe I can bring my followers on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and all over the web. Maybe I can bring them over on my site. And maybe each of us who know what these wicked folk are doing, we got to stand on God's side because the devil is busy. And don't let nobody fool you. The devil is doing his job, and they don't give a damn about you. Now, this may be hard, but do you remember when Jesus allowed Satan to take him up on the pinnacle of the temple, and the devil tried to kill him? That's right. And here's what he said. If you be George Boston Ram and speaking truth, cast yourself down. Turn these stones into bread. Other words, say it's okay to live these alternative lifestyles. Don't speak against what Satan dish out to the people. But Jesus said to Satan, as I say to the ones who come against God at this dispensation, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Never mind the one who sit in aisles behind the curtain, pulling the strings and make puppets out of you. Never mind the religious leaders who go to church every Sunday in the mosques or synagogues or temples or cathedrals. Don't look at them go to church. Look at what they speak. Look at what they are willing to live and die for. Look at what they're saying to your children and my children and coming generations. Look at what they're saying. And then you will know the real servants of the God of creation. Shouting and falling down on the floor, and speaking in tongues and paying tithes and preaching prosperity with 20,000 members in their church, and all of them rushing off thinking they're doing the will of God. But Jesus said, When you see the least of these, my brethren, and you don't clothe them, you don't shelter them, you don't provide for them, you don't go into court to help them, then you do it also unto me. This is how we know if a person really know and love God. All that other stuff is nothing. Nothing but porridge along the road to hell. Don't be on that road on your way to hell. And don't let the masses of the people lead you to hell, because the book says the way of God is a narrow way, but the way that leads to destruction is broad, and there'll be a whole bunch of them that go that way. Peace be unto you. May God bless you, and may God bless Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and all of the creation of God. Because whatever you do, you're going to receive your just reward as it is ordained by the God of the universe. George Boston Rhyme with the Get To Free Press. Banned from Facebook, but not banned from the presence of God. Bye-bye. We go.
Yo, if I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. That's right.
Greetings. I'm George Boston Rhymes with the Get To Free Press. And this evening I want to talk about what we hear so much about on TV, about top secret information in the hands of former President Donald Trump, as well as the current President Biden. I hear them talking about all these investigations and who is to blame and who's at fault and all this other fanfare that's filling the news media networks. It's kind of like the death of Kendrick Johnson in Valdosta, Laos County, how law enforcement botched that case, and after 10 years, no justice have been received in the KJ case. I am retired military. I was in Security Service headquarters at Kelly Air Force Base. I worked in that building with that fence around it, and I handled top secret information with that SSIR clearance. And to be brief, what I don't understand is how can it be that they are blaming former President Trump for storing classified documents that belong to the government at his home and other places. And now they find classified documents in insecure places with President Biden. They are filling the news media with this. But here's what I want to ask you all. And listen to me. I'm telling you that I worked in security service headquarters at Kelly Air Force Base. In the security fence, behind the fence. And let me tell you this. You don't just get classified information without somebody releasing it to you. They have something that they call an office of primary responsibility. They have something, either a documentation clerk or some type equivalent said thereof. I have never heard of any clerk who maintains classified documents being held accountable for releasing that top secret information even to the president. Let me explain. My job was to maintain classified information. When high-ranking officials came to the protected office of perhaps hundreds of thousands of files, you couldn't just walk in and say, give me this, even if the president or the colonel or the base commander asked for it. You had to sign some papers. When you signed that classified document out at where I worked, you had a certain amount of days to review that document and to get it back into the office of the OPR. And if that suspense date was not followed up on, it was my responsibility and those that worked in the office along with me to go out on that suspense date, call them, ask, where is that document? And it was our responsibility to retrieve that document or to call the security police, the OSI, or somebody to investigate. If I fail to account for that document over the period of time, I could be fired or court-martialed. So my question is, as I close, why do they play these silly-ass games with us? Who was responsible for maintaining those documents, and how could the president get them and keep them out that long without somebody being held accountable for it? It just don't make sense. Now, some of you all will say, Ryan, you don't know what in the hell you're talking about. And I'll say to you, you keep on thinking on your highway. But I know what I'm talking about. I go a step farther. In the Kendrick Johnson death case, this is what I also know. That, number one, when that young man was found dead, and the sheriff Prine decided that no family member could ID that body, and they took that body to the crime lab, and then they were going to take it to Macon for an autopsy. I met with the father and grandfather, and we came to a conclusion to tell Sheriff Prine, you don't have permission to send your child's body anywhere until a family member ID it. And if you check my video, we called for a press conference on the steps of the courthouse. You can see all of this, because my grandmama didn't raise a lying man. I was there along with the TV station CBS, I think. CBS soundbited that press conference. But me, your little brother of the Get To Free Press, I published the entire procedure. You can see it if you go to Boston G.B.R. on YouTube and Facebook if they haven't taken it down. Why do you do that, Brother Rhines? Because I believe in the Jesus that many of us dip in. What you mean dip, Brother Rhines? They duplicate, imitate, and placate the words of Jesus and the other prophets, priests, and kings about the goodness of righteousness, but it seems as if though by our actions that we practice the hate of Satan. So I refuse to play the game. So this is why I give you all the truth. Because I know, like Jesus knew, that only the truth will set you free. I'm so committed to the truth and it being publicized beyond the circles of those in the clique and among the slicks. And that's why I do what I do. But many of you all don't even appreciate it, and I understand. I understand why you all don't appreciate what I do, and some of you do. Now, I don't know what Facebook is doing to my channel. You go to my channel, you click on Reels, and you click on Posts. The videos don't come up on Posts like they used to. And last night, they said something about my account have been deactivated or something. I don't give a damn. To tell you the truth, they may get mad at me about this. They say I violated community standards. If the Facebook community standards does not stand on the base of the square, which should be the truth, then what in hell do you have the Facebook channel for? You put all these naked women on our pop-ups and on TikTok and on Instagram and all this other foolishness. I don't give you the foolishness because I'm not a foolish man. I give you the truth because I love you. And I know that we are living in the last days of the reign of the wicked. And this is why I'm saying to you, when they make these videos hard for you to get, hard for you to share, just like me, they only let me share 8 to 8 people sometimes. And you all, many of you don't even share them at all. But that's okay. There's going to come a time, there's going to come a day when you all going to want people like me and others who are the Ark of the Covenant carriers of this dispensation, but you don't appreciate them, so you're going to lose them. And all your children are going to get in the future are lies and half-truths that going to swell their little brains up to become things that's other than the things that God so ordained for you to be and to live. You see. Now, they are filling the TV screens up with the LGBTQ plus people. That's why I have great-grandchildren in my house. And when they on news, I turn the channel. I don't even watch them. And I don't have nothing against them. I just want my children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren to be straight and do what God said in the book of Leviticus. I don't hate nobody because God told us that these days was going to come. So don't you all be angry about these people who are trying to change God's word into the words of Satan. Don't get angry with no one. God told us that as it was before the day, during the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Men with 2 balls and a cane would turn from their natural and God-given desires for the woman and give in to the lust of the flesh and become lovers of other men rather than lovers of the woman which symbolizes their own mother that brought them into the world. Wait a minute. Not only that, the book says, don't hate me because I didn't write the book, but God gave me enough power to speak what is written in the book and what is written on the tablets of your own mind if you have not fell under the spell of the Leviathan. Another scripture says, very plainly, Google it, don't take my word for nothing. If you find a man laying with another man, if you find a man living, or not living, laying with his mother or his daughter, to put them to death. That's the Bible. That's the Bible. You put them to death. Now, we are not living under that dispensation, but we are living under love, grace, and truth. And so that means we are living at the dispensation of love. Therefore, let us love one another and not hate one another. Isn't that beautiful? That is indeed a beautiful, beautiful thing to do at dispensation. I want to thank all of you all for tuning in. And I talk like this because I love you. See, love will make you go beyond the fanfare that you get every day. And I was called into existence to do what I'm doing. Oh, no, the world don't like this. They don't even want to hear this. But if I had the traditional words and video, you would fall for it. You all have a nice day. I'm George Boston Ryan with the Get to Free Press. And I talk like this because I love y'all just as much. Bye-bye.
Yo, if I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. That's right. Look from the locks and jaws of Satan.
Greetings, I'm George Boston Ryan with the Get to Free Press social media network. And I received a letter from the father of KJ concerning the death of their son. And he addressed the letter to Lowndes County District Attorney Brad Shealy. And I'm going to share that letter with you. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show a video with pictures who was in office at the time of Kendrick's death and some who have came on the scene following his death. So without any delay, I just want to share this letter with you all because I don't want you to be in ignorance concerning this case, because there's so much that the news media just will not publish. So y'all sit back and listen to this family. They just won't quit. They believe.
Yo, if I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. That's right. Look from the locks and jaws of Satan, I come creating, penetrating with force from the land of the lost. I'm coming like Muhammad got the devil on the run, rising like the sun. Keep your eyes on the one, look on base. Then to bring forth a reborn nation, up against the norm, creating a new formation. This foundation that I be standing on is firm. Look, y'all, we must learn. Oh, as a people, we gon' burn in the fire. Let's join hands with the Messiah. The land be Elijah. For real, I ain't no liar. My deepest desire.
3:23 p.m., July 10th, 2025. Office of the Lowndes County, Georgia District Attorney. Attention. Bradfield N. Shealy, District Attorney. 327 North Ashley Street, Valdosta, Georgia, 31601. Subject: Follow-up June 20th, 2025. Dear Mr. Shealy, the purpose of this correspondence is to service as a follow-up to January 20th, 2025 meeting you canceled with my wife, and I, as well as the documents I left at your office on that day as well. I've taken the liberty of dividing those documents into 2 enclosures, both of which speak for themselves, leading to my following questions. How is it feasibly possible for all of the external injuries on my son's body to escape being reported in Dr. Kraft's official autopsy report, James Thornton's official report, and Sheriff Polk's official report from? Does the Lowndes County District Office intend to perform its mandated duty to act on these matters? A 3rd enclosure has been included with evidence related to my son's internal organs that were never returned to his mother, and I as mandated by law. Sheriff Polk reports in his 2022 official reporting on his investigation into my son's murder, where he claimed Dr. Crawford, the medical examiner for the G.B.R. who performed Kendrick Johnson autopsy, disposed of the organs because the organs had decomposed. More than a decade ago, the local coroner documented the exact same thing regarding Kendrick's organs being disposed of by the G.B.I. medical examiner because of advanced decomposition. The 3rd enclosure clearly shows Kendrick's internal organs were not decomposed, and the bag containing those organs clearly sitting in plain view. The trauma and bruising to Kendrick's internal organs is disturbingly apparent, further exposing just how deep and nefarious this murder cover-up scandal goes. What happened to my son's internal organs, and what were the results from the Georgia Secretary of State Office investigation in the matter when Brian P. Kemp was secretary? Why have my multiple open records requests to the Office of the Secretary of State seeking those public documents not been complied with by the current administration? To this end, the Office of the Lowndes County District Attorney has a statutory duty to act and to prosecute all indictable felony offenses. If you have no intentions of complying with this mandate, then let me be the first one to officially call for your resignation. In advance, thank you for your time and attention to this matter. Regards, S. Kenneth Johnson. Kenneth Johnson, 229-560-5555.
Yo, if I had 100 sheep and one of them got away, I would leave the 99 and go find that one. That's right. Look from the locks and jaws of Satan, I come creating, penetrating with force from the land of the lost. I'm coming like Muhammad got the devil on the run. Rising like the sun, keep your eyes on the one. Look on base, here to bring forth a reborn nation, up against the norm, creating a new formation. This foundation that I be standing on is firm. Look, y'all, we must learn, or as a people we gon' burn in the fire. Let's join hands with the Messiah, the Lamb be Elijah. For real, I ain't no liar. My deepest desire be to resurrect the carcass, breathe like venom, then squeeze out all the venom with momentum and skill. We'll kill Satan at will. You and I be connected, protected by Ezekiel's will. For real, I can sense a mental explosion on the move as God's chosen. Proceeding in motion, we become, yes, indeed, the parts of forming. Running about of her, cause Babylon is falling. Living all in the midst of devilish anguish. His aim is to kill us all with this language. He's the mischief maker, plus he's wicked by nature, the modern mind shaper. So hey, will Jacob wake up the lion? He's in Judah sleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now or forever hold your peace. The violence of this beast must cease. Look out, I see a lion. Where he's in Judah sleep. I wonder who will wake him, bring him to his feet. Speak now or forever hold your peace. The violence of this beast must cease. Now look, for 4 days he's been sleeping in the tomb, fed like the zoom, no light, it's like the moon. His blood be maroon, plus it covers the earth. Crucified daily and waiting this new birth. For real, the truth hurts the wicked evil doer. He knows that the future will bring a new ruler. So look, don't let him fool you with his maneuvers and wisdom. seeking, you'll find that he uses symbolism with this rhythm. Black will represent the hesitant brains. Hit the water down the flames and sort out the remains. Everything must change, nothing stays the same. Our struggle's been ordained, so just chill, maintain. I know it's strange, but look, one came to raise us up. Farad has arrived, beware, don't self-destruct, keep the focus. The red dragon's coming with the locusts. Some don't notice, so they engage in shit that's bogus. But look like Moses, I'ma free you from your bondage, from those who oppress us, wicked, evil, demonics. I promise that I'ma flaunt this everywhere I go. My people gotta know, so I can't hold it in no more. For real, the pressure's on and that be the fact. We gotta resurrect quick if we expect to be hereafter. Look, I can see disaster, it's all in our midst. It's the shock of the hour, man, the clock be stuck on 6. I wonder, who can fix this problem from Zion? I'm in the wilderness trying to wake a dead lion. There's a lion where he's in Judah, asleep. I wonder who will wake it. Bring him to
Greetings, I'm George Buster Rhymes with the Get To Free Press social media network. And I received a letter from the father of KJ concerning the death of their son. And he addressed the letter to Lowndes County District Attorney Brad Shealy. And I'm going to share that letter with you